Welcome to Flash Tutorial Request 48, the Munch game. I'm starting a new FLA, ActionScript 3, 550 for my width, 400 for my height, 24 frames a second. That's my default settings, keeping those. Now let's go to View, and I want to put a grid on the stage, Show Grid. I want to edit that grid, so go back to Grid, Edit Grid, and I'm making these blocks 25 pixels. And the first thing I want to do is make the path that the player follows. I'm going to pick up a color here, any color that you want, you go right ahead. I'm going to pick up a purplish color right now. I'm going to use the straight line tool. Open the properties panel after you click your straight line tool, and we're going to make this 15 pixels wide. Our squares are 25 pixels, so there's lots of room, and you're just going to start in the middle of a square somewhere and draw a line. Try to keep it straight, and you see how it does that. And I'm just going to do some quick here for you to just give you some idea. Don't worry that they stick over or out. I'm going to just do there. That's the idea we have, and I'm going to do my layout and get back to you. There is my layout. I'm keeping it very basic because it's a lot of repetitious work in this particular project. This is the path that you're going to be able to walk on. So we label this layer Path, P-A-T-H, and lock it. Insert a new layer and call it Walls, W-A-L, horizontal as in horizontally across my page. Pick up your rectangle tool, and I want no stroke. Click here, and I'm picking this dark blue color, and I'm going to make a rectangle. I'm going to highlight it, modify it, convert it to a symbol, and I'm going to call it Wall, W-A-L-L _ MC. There it is. I know my stage is 550, and I know my little blocks are 25, so while it's highlighted, I'm opening up the Properties panel, and I'm going to give it the instance name WH as in wall horizontal 1 _ MC. I'm going to make sure this chain is unlocked. I know my width is 550, and the height of those little boxes are 25. So there I have that. And I'm going just to use my eyes and my arrow keys, highlight it, and put it here. Now what's important is, I'm going to hit, is that don't worry about it touching this line, but it has to touch this line of the grid right here, and it should just fit in there almost perfect. Go back to 50%. Open the library panel. Drag another one of these onto the stage. And every place where we have a line, we have to have a horizontal line. We have to have one of these blue walls both on top of it and bottom of it. So this one's got to fit in here. Now I'm going to count the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blocks. So 8 times 25, I think is 200. And that should fit right there. Now, that looks like what we want, but I really want this, I want a little section here taken off of each end. So it's going to be actually 175. Now you'll understand why this is later on. And this height, we want to make sure that stays 25. And let's put that right there using my arrow keys so that it's in between these two grid lines and halfway in these two blocks. This one's going to be wall WH2 underscore MC. I'll do a few of these with you, then the rest you can do yourself. Because that's going to be the same size as the one down here, we're going to go right click. We're going to just copy that. Right click down here, paste in place, and drag it down here. This is going to be wall WH3. Now, I'm going to point out now, in case I never before, the distance between these paths, there has to be at least two complete rolls, two complete sets of blocks, at least 50 pixels. If you haven't that, just straighten that out before you go any further. Alright, I'm going to now right click and paste in place because I already copied this one. Bring it over here, and I'm going to just use my free transform tool and see how close I can come. First of all, I'm going to do a few of these, and I'm quite happy with that. See how it's just got a little bit there and a little bit there. Let's just check it, see how close I am. It should be 200 because that would be an even numbers of 25. And this one should be, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. This is WH4. WH4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's copy this one. And let's paste it in place. Use my arrow keys. This is going to be WH5 underscore MC, and I think maybe I want to do these three here. Yep. Let's copy this one, paste in place, bring it down here, and this one has to be 1, 2 plus 2 halves. This has to be 75 pixels for me. 75, enter, and put that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be 6. Copy that, paste in place, and move it down. That looks good. This is going to be 7. Each of these have to have an instance name because we got to program it so it doesn't hit these. I'm just going to I know I already have it copied. Paste in place. Move it over here, and it's a 25 bigger than what I wanted. Open my properties panel. This one has to be 50. In my case, yours may be different. Make sure this 25 over here is not changing on you. That's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This got to be 8. Well, 8. Copy. Paste in place. And I'm only going to do one more of these. This is going to be 9. 9. And I'm going to put one right here, and it's the same size as this one, so I'm going to right click, copy this one, paste in place, arrow it down, and this is number 10. Now I got to remember that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I just have mine all done on this particular picture, so you can see I have them here. That's the ones. I have a short one here. I probably am going too far on mine, but we'll find out. One here, so you just get some idea for now. We may have to modify these later on. Now we have to do the vertical walls. So I'm locking that layer, insert a layer, WALV as in vertical. Select that frame 1. Now you probably have all yours done now, but that's up to you at this point in time. I'm opening the library panel. I'm dragging this one out. I'm dragging this one out. I'm going to open the properties panel, and while it's selected, I'm going to give it an instance name of WV as in vertical 1 underscore MC. I'm opening this color effects. Under style, I want the tint, and I'm going to set it to 77%, 0 on the red, 168 on the green, and 255 on the blue. You can have any setting here you want as long as it's not the same colors of what you're already using. I want to rotate that, so up to modify. I call the transform, rotate 90 degrees. So now I have my verticals. I know if I check my properties panel and click on the stage that my stage is 400 high. So let's click on this one. Make him height 400. Right here, 400. Enter, and make sure that the width is 25. So now this one here can go here. Right in here. We have to play with these later on. That's my one. While I have that one the right height, I'm just going to copy it and paste in place. And I'm just going to hold my shift down, and as I push my arrow key, my shift down, it jumps many pixels at once, and just put it out of the way for now, because that's going to end up here. Okay, get on here, copy this one, right click, copy. We probably already have it copied. Right click, paste in place. Use my arrow keys. I'm moving it to fit in this slot right here. This is going right here. I think it needs to be about 50 pixels high. So 50. Make sure it says 25 on the width, and use my arrow keys. I'm taking that and putting it right up here. Now notice where it is. It's going right to that line. Okay, it's going right into that line, and there's still little spots here and a little spot here vacant. That's going to be number 2. So up here in the properties panel, make this wall vertical 2. Copy that. Right click, copy. Paste in place, and using my arrow keys, I'm putting it to there. Calling this 3. Paste in place again. This time I'm holding my shift down and my arrow keys. It'll move faster. And just going to move that back a little bit. This one's going to be number 4. This one should be over this way a little bit. Number 4. Moving this over here. Paste in place. Holding my shift down. So this one's number 5. And I want to do this section here with you a little bit. I can just paste in place because it's already what I want. Bring it down. Now this one has to be 1, 2, 3, 4 high, so that's 100 high. Enter. Make sure this is not changing on you. Again with my arrow keys. Oops. Highlight it with my arrow keys. Bring it up. I'm happy with that. I want to copy this one. Paste in place. Use my arrow keys. Move it over. Now, I'll number these after. Paste in place. Bring this one over. Paste in place. I know this is boring for people that really understand it, but remember, I'm doing this for people that don't have the same knowledge as you do. And I went number, I'm checking up here now as I click on these. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Now notice back here, I'm clicking here, but that's because it's a long movie clip. I got to click here to actually make it number 3, number 4. I click back here, number 5. That's working out. This should be 6. That should be 7. This one should be 8. And this one should be 9. And I'm going to do 2 more, one here and one here. So I'm going to copy this one, copy, paste in place, drag it down. This only needs to be 25 high. And this one's going to be here was 9. This one has to be 10. Copy this one, paste in place, and this one will be 11. Now, if you're bored with this, just skip ahead on the video, and this one here now can come over, and for this purpose be number 11. This is be number 12. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select the top layer, insert a layer. You can call it player, but I'm calling it ball, B-A-L-L. Select frame 1. Make sure the other layers are locked. Pick up your oval tool. I want black for my stroke, red for my fill, and open the properties panel and make sure your stroke is set back down to 1 pixel. Very important here, otherwise you'll have a big glob of black. Over here on the side, with your oval tool selected, hold the shift down and make a circle. Select it, open the properties panel, and make sure this chain link is locked, and make it 15 pixels, and when you hit enter, both these will change to 15. While it's still highlighted, if not highlighted, modify, convert it to a symbol, make sure movie clip is selected, BALL_MC. Copy that, and up here, if the properties panel is not open, open it, and there it is, and give it an instance name, paste that in there. Click on that little ball and put it right in the middle of that square. Make sure all the layers are locked. Insert a layer. Call it Action Script, AS. Select frame 1. Open the Actions panel. And now we're going to type in all the code that allows us to make this ball move. Type, 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 type. I'll go through it quickly. We're making 4 variables. VAR turns purple. Right, RIGHT, capital R, colon, number, capital NUM. As you start to type it in, the pop-down menu will eventually say number. You can just click on it, or you can write in the whole word number. Should turn blue, equals 0, semicolon. Copy that, paste it in, turn right to left, paste it in again, put in up, paste it in again, put in down. 4 variables. Stage, STAGE, period. Add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L, all that turns blue. Open bracket, keyboard event, capital K, capital E, turns blue, period. All capitals, uppercase, key, underscore, down, comma, now starts back to black again. I'm calling this keys down, capital K, capital D, close bracket, semicolon, function turns purple. That's the function, keys down. Copy it and paste it in here. Open bracket, event, small event, turns blue, colon, keyboard event. You can copy this keyboard event and paste it in here. Close bracket. There's the open curly bracket for this stage event. And way down here is the closed curly bracket for this event, for this function. Okay, inside this function, we're saying if turns purple, open bracket, event, period, key code, small e, small k, capital C, equals 39. We're testing to see if the right arrow's been pushed. That's the key code for the right arrow. 39, close bracket. There's the open curly bracket for this if. There's the closed curly bracket for this if. So as soon as you start writing this in, this one may come automatically. Right, R-I-G-H-T, equals 1. That's this variable. Semicolon. There's the closed curly bracket. If, same if, you can just copy this here if you want, but it's the same code, but now we're testing to see if the left key is pushed, the left arrow key, and that's 37. Here we're doing the up key, which is 38, and here we're doing the down key, which is 40, and when you're finished here there should be 2 closed curly brackets. Now up here, this, you can copy these 3 lines right here, this line with this closed curly bracket and these 2, paste them in, and what you got to change here is instead of keys down, it's going to be keys up. So this would be keys up. You could actually copy all this code here. The only difference is we're making them equal to 0. So here the right key would be made a 0. The left key would be made a 0. The up key is a 0. What's important again is that at the end of this code you have again 2 closed curly brackets, just as you had 2 closed curly brackets up there. So when the key's up we get a 0, when the key's down we get a 1. And this is what actually makes it move. So stage, period, add event listener, that's the same as the words up top, open bracket, event, capital E-V-E-N-T, period, enter underscore frame, E-N-T-E-R, these are all uppercase, underscore F-R-A-M-E, turns blue. Now we're back to the black, comma, again, A-G-A-I-N, capital A, close bracket, semicolon, calling up the function, F-U-N-C-T-I-O-N, turns purple. There's that again, that's the name we give it. Open bracket, event, capital E-V-E-N-T, turns blue, close bracket. There's the open curly bracket for this function, and way down here is the closed curly bracket for that function. If, open bracket, right, that's that variable. If we pushed the key, right would have been made a 1, so this would be true. So if open bracket, right, R-I-G-H-T, equals 1. We're testing it. Close bracket, open curly bracket. Now, we're going to move that ball. B-A-L-L, capital B, underscore M-C, period, X. That's where it is on the X-axis. Plus equals 4, semicolon, close curly bracket. This is the speed that it moves as you push the button. If you want it to go faster, make these a higher number. If you want them to move slower, make them a lower number. Copy that, paste it in, change left or right, change the right here to left, and make this minus equals minus, see, minus, so we can go backwards. Then there's the closed curly bracket for that if. There's that closed curly bracket I just talked about. Now we're saying if, open bracket, up equals 1, close bracket, there's the open curly bracket. Now we're doing the same ball, period, Y. Now we're talking about its vertical. Minus equals 4, semicolon, there's the closed curly bracket. That'll allow the thing to come up. And you can copy those 3 lines, paste them in here. This time it's down button we're testing. And the ball is going to, this period y is going to be plus equals 4 and 2 close curly brackets. If we have no errors and test this out, we should be able to move our ball around the stage. No errors, and there's the ball. Can go, well, right now it can go anywhere, but alright. I am going to close off. I'm going to finish all my walls and I will come back. I have all my walls done. I have my path done. Now all I got to do is write the code to not allow it to hit the walls. This is a pretty long tutorial. There's definitely going to be a part 2. It'll be Flash Tutorial Request 49, Munch Game Part 2. If you plan on doing that Part 2, make sure you save your FLA. Hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.